Hi, welcome back to this unique Transformers press conference here in Second Life. I'm here with Shia, Megan, Josh, and Tyrese. Hi, everyone.
Hey,
Hi.
how you doing?
So same thing as before. I'm going to ask one question, and then we'll throw it over to you. Shia, you were born in 1986,
Right.
which is, I think, 2 years after the Transformers first landed on this planet.
Right.
People want to know, is that how do you feel about the fact that you were in this film and you weren't even
Well,
born?
it's not like they disappeared early 90s. It was still around. It didn't like evaporate and go, so that was the cheap toy to have. That's what I had. I had the Bumblebee triple changer. I was into it. And I had Bumblebee little Velcro shoes. I was so smooth. And then, the Orson Welles flick. That's where the addiction started. Was the Orson Welles, the movie. Transformers, the movie. You know, it was Orson Welles' last movie, dude?
Was it really?
Yeah. How about that?
So you're a fan?
I'm a fan.
Okay. And who's your favourite Transformer then?
Bumblebee.
Okay. And I'm going to throw it open to all of you. Fans of Transformers?
Of
before
course.
This?
Yes. I definitely grew up with them. Optimus Prime. Megatron for me. How does that
You're
mic?
dangerous.
How does that mic
I
have a
have
dark side, isn't that right, Megan?
Yeah, you do. I didn't know about Transformers really. I was born the year the movie came out. I wasn't really around it that much, not because it was a boys' cartoon or whatever, but I just wasn't exposed to it. I was exposed to Ninja Turtles.
She's looking for the My Little Pony movie. Megan.
No, fuck that.
Care Bear.
Can I curse? No.
Well, you have already, so...
I have.
So,
This microphone, does your microphone smell like bacon? Because
No.
mine does smell it.
Really?
You know, it does.
Mine doesn't.
All right, well, it's mine then.
Okay, so I don't know how to follow that really, but a question from Zig to Shia. You've just finished working on Transformers. Clearly, you're now working on Indiana Jones 4. How do you compare the way that Michael Bay works compared to Steven Spielberg?
They both move at a fast pace. Steven is his whole thing is just more strategized. It's more planned out, whereas Mike is interested in happy accidents and creates a set where happy accidents happen often, whereas Steven is very is plotted and planned, So just two different styles.
You've described Michael as being the sickest action director on the planet.
Right.
Could you elaborate on why you feel that's the case?
Because visually I've never seen anything close to what Bade puts on screen. And that's it. It's not like a real intellectual, convoluted answer. It's just a simple opinion that I have. Boom. There you go, Zig.
So Josh and Tyrese, you undertook boot camp, I believe. Was that right? I mean, how long were you training with the military?
Well, it wasn't so much physical training as it was learning about what the troops are, what they're doing day to day before they go over to Iraq. It's like a 100% simulation of what life will be like when they get to Iraq. So,
some of the information was great. A lot of it was a little over the top. We didn't necessarily need that much information, but it was nice to be exposed to what really happens in the midst of war and all of this stuff. So it was more mental boot camp than obstacle courses.
So did it prepare you for working with Michael Bay, for example?
No.
Which was tougher?
No. It was... You know what, though? Listen, at the end of the day, man, when you have 750 people on the set of a film,
Yep.
and you got one man that's the captain of the ship, if he's lackadaisical and just chilling and he's Mr. Humility, then nothing is going to get done. So for me, you hear all these things before you work with Michael Bay, and then once you get to the set, you respect his process. So it worked out.
Megan, question for you.
Yeah.
Which Transformer has the most sex appeal?
Starscream.
Because,
Why?
Yeah.
Because he just is. Why was Simba sexy? He just was. Maybe it was because Jonathan Taylor Thomas was the voice. I can't tell you. It's just something that I feel.
And you're welcome to your opinion. A question to Shia from Sneak Kid. Which experience has been best for you? Getting your first car or your first girl?
First
And
girl.
The rest of the question is why. I feel redundant asking it, but I'm going to ask why.
Obvious reasons.
Okay. And apparently that question's to everybody as well. In your
My
case,
first girl.
boy.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, same answer. It's a whole different. I'm not into like possessions and things like that. So emotions are always better rewards.
That's nice to hear. That's
Yeah,
so
I
sweet of you to
know,
say
I
that.
know.
Yeah, that's mushy. Great.
And how about the men, presumably?
Well, you drive a Bentley, so why don't you talk about that?
My first car was more exciting because I never had a girl. So when I got my first car, I was very excited. It was an '83 Cutlass Sierra, black with the beige interior.
It's a nice
You know
car.
what I mean? It was a beautiful thing. I had no driver's license, just dodging the police, man. Just happy to be able to get a car.
And did the car have a name?
Living that boss's life. Where's that from? What song is that?
No, the car name was Fifi. Fifi. Yeah.
Okay.
Great.
There's a question from Torn Philbin to Josh. What was the most dangerous thing you did for the movie?
Well, they only let you do so many things, but I guess probably the motorcycle. Just being dragged on the back. That obviously wasn't me on the motorcycle, but
Oh, you shouldn't tell them.
yeah, well, they probably.
It was
don't.
Josh.
I mean, that was me.
Yes.
Sliding on the motorcycle was definitely the most dangerous, but I guess probably that whole sequence, being dragged behind on the little metal sheet and pretending to shoot up at the giant robot, was probably the most dangerous. And a lot of close bombs, like a lot of like explosions and stuff like that. The whole thing was pretty. Is all kind of a blur.
How about the other three of you? Because obviously it's a very physical film, and your characters go through the
The
mill.
biggest challenge for me was trying to remember all that difficult dialogue that I had while all of these bombs and cars and tanks and helicopters was being blown up.
That's what I mean by a blur. It's just like.
So, you got to run up the street. He's telling you that where you're running is all mapped out and cued out. And then when you get to the end of the street, you have dialogue for a close-up. And, you just don't want to be the one to mess anything like that up. But you were a fan of everything that you just seen. So just kind of raises the stakes.
A question to Megan and Shai. I mean, clearly you do a lot of the movie acting opposite robots who aren't there when you're filming. Just talk about that kind of process and how difficult it is, and then what's there at the, in front of you.
I mean, it's not the Elephant Man, it's not that. It's just cops and robbers with bigger bang, and Michael Bay. You just, you feel insane doing it at first, but then you kind of get used to it.
And to give you a visual, the robots are always represented by window washing poles, and they're the appropriate height depending on which character you're addressing and interacting with. And Michael would also show us these things called animatics, or previses, before, which was a raw form of the animation that was going to be frame by frame, shot by shot in the film. So you have a visual, you can see it. It's not, you don't have to completely imagine it and make it up.
A question from Blunty3000 to Shia. Clearly this movie will be huge and a sequel clearly will be on the way. How eager are you to reprise your role? And to everybody, because you all survived this film, so clearly you can be in the sequel.
Yeah, I mean, if Bay's on it, I'm in. It's got to be Bay or the movie doesn't work. So it's up to him. Whenever he's ready to go, I think we're all ready to go.
Is that true for everybody?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yes.
I'm definitely on if they ask me back. I haven't heard anything, but
Me neither.
You definitely can't go wrong with, Steven Spielberg being the director either. It's a hell of a cushion. But Michael Bay, I think the style that he brought to this film, you wouldn't want to see it done any other way. So
Well, there's a question here from Ewin that basically wants to know what is it you like best about Michael's directing style. So I'll throw that open to
I liked
everyone.
my favorite part was after work. We cuddle and talk about feelings. And,
we didn't have those perks.
yeah,
it was in
he-
his
he-
contract.
he's the softer side of Michael.
Chili's was our favorite.
Oh, my God.
We had
Chili's.
great
Elaborate.
times at Chili's.
The speed is nice, you don't spend too much time on stuff you don't need to spend too much time on. He gets it done, he gets what he needs, he knows what he needs.
30, 40 shots a day. Easy. Other sets, you'll do 500 takes of one scene, and he still don't end up using the best scene that he shot in the movie. He just gets it done. 15 cameras rolling at one time. Put your A game on. Let's go.